Okay. So, yeah, I'm trying to make sure I get this all right. So the X-Men and Fantastic Four are there for the Infinity War. They stop it. Iron Man gets injured. He's out for a while, but he's still alive. Cap does not retire because they don't need to do the whole time thing. And Black Widow's alive because they don't need to do the whole time thing. This new universe is what we're going to follow from now on.
Okay.
In the movies. But, bear with me.
Oh, I'm Baron hard.
We're still going to get to essentially the same place that the movies are, that the timeline is after Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes a little bit, well, actually probably shorter to get there because that was 5 years later. So, you know. Okay. If you get confused, ask me questions. But I'll try to explain it, but I'll probably make it worse. So, we have a movie called... Okay, so let's go to release of movies. Besides the ones that they've announced, you know, I mean, we've got, you know, Far From Home, the Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2. I don't know the titles for those yet.
Well, the only thing that they've mentioned so far of movies coming out, like their name wise, is just Far From Home
And Guardians.
All right, yeah, Guardians Volume 3. I'm pretty sure that's what they would name it. But other than that, there's nothing like really set in stone on names because we all know what happens to Black Widow, and they're going to do an origin story about her.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so with those.
Okay.
The Guardians 3 will be the timeline that we've been watching. Because James Gunn has said that's going to wrap up the Guardians as we've known them. Something like that. So that works with my theory.
Do you think Vin Diesel will play adult Groot this time?
Okay.
Because they went from baby Groot,
all right.
teen
I need
Groot,
to save some questions because I got to get this out. Okay, so that.
Let me know if I'm frustrating you.
So that Guardians wraps up that version of the Guardians.
Okay.
And so that works with my theory because now there's going to be a new version of the Guardians because it's going to be this other timeline that involves the X-Men and Fantastic Four, I like to mention. So,
Okay.
besides that one, all the other ones can work with my new timeline. And I can explain why. And I can explain how. So, but before I do that for each one of those, I would say they have an X-Men release, an X-Men movie, and a Fantastic Four movie, which I would say Fantastic Four and a half.
Well, I think they're definitely, since Disney bought out Fox, they're definitely going to reboot.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like an order.
Or not X-Men, Fantastic Four.
But I'm trying to give you the order.
Okay, give me the orders.
So, besides the movies that they've
So is this the order?
tentatively said, there's X-Men, Fantastic Four. Then the next Avengers movie is going to be called Avengers Secret Wars.
You really think that's what it's going to be called?
Do you know about the Secret Wars?
I don't.
Okay, so in the comics, from my understanding, the Secret Wars, this guy named the Beyonder, powerful being, is beyond. Yeah. Wow, that's a real good
friggin' name.
name. But the Beyonder, he takes like several superheroes and supervillains, just like ones that he thinks are super powerful, I believe, and takes them up into like the space, out into space, and then puts them into random battles on different planets against each other in different groups and different, just to see who's the best out of all of these people. So what I want to do.
So the Hunger Games.
Okay, Kevin Feige, if you're listening, right? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Kevin.
Okay, just Kevin. Just hire us
Come on.
as writers.
Come on, Kevin.
Put us on your writing team.
Come on, Kevin.
Okay, listen
the
to my
right thing.
pitch first.
Do the right thing.
So,
I'll come after you if you don't do it.
oh gosh, no.
Just kidding.
he
I'm
won't.
not going to do that.
Don't, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I don't know if I can go on after that. Okay. So where was I? Secret Avengers, Secret Wars. In this version, the Beyonder, who, by the way, I'll tell you this in a second. It's hard to know what to say first.
It's a lot. It's a lot to process. I will tell you that.
Yeah, the Beyonder can all. Well, I've mapped out like Marvel's next 10 years. No, like
Disney.
But
come on.
Just listen. Okay, so the Beyonder in this version travels to different realities, to different dimensions,
and drops off.
And he wants to pit heroes, maybe just heroes. I don't know. I haven't decided if it's heroes and villains, but at least for sure heroes from other dimensions against each other. So that's what he's going to do in the Secret Wars. So the Secret Wars, Avengers Secret Wars, is going to start out with this alternate timeline that we're not used to, but it's very similar. But it has the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and they'll have a cameo, because some of their characters will be in that movie.
Okay.
Because he's going to draw, heroes from more teams than just the Avengers. But it's mainly about the Avengers. And so I'm going to show it's, mainly their timeline, but it's he's going to pull people from different realities. So he's going to pull heroes from the original reality that we've been watching.
Okay.
So now he's going to pull the new Captain America, who's actually was Falcon. So that's who his Captain America is going to be.
Well, yeah.
Right?
I feel like they definitely confirmed that it's not going to be Bucky being the new Captain America. It's
going to be, yeah.
It's going to be Sam.
Yeah. So, Falcon America guy.
Falcon America guy.
Yeah, he's pitted against there. And then, we won't go into the details of what happens in the movie, because I don't have them all yet. But, basically in the end, Captain America is Stephen Rogers from this new timeline that been introduced to. He recognizes how great Falcon America is. I'm just gonna call him that, Falcon America. And
Falcon America.
And he's and he hears about the other version of himself going back in time and just having a life. So he's like, maybe I'll do that. So now in this alternate timeline, he passes the shield on to his Falcon, so that his Falcon can become the new Captain America. That way we still have, that still rite of passage that they introduced in Endgame, right?
Okay.
So then, in Iron Man, he's still alive, and he's back in action for Avengers Secret Wars in this new timeline. He's rehabilitated.
Okay.
And then he finds out what happened to his alternate version, which is, did he die? Yeah. So he's like, well, maybe I should settle down too, and pass it on. And so, just that way he can still help as a mind and help, Rhodey and the kid from Iron Man 3 and all that type of stuff.
Do you think the kid from Iron Man 3 is going to be
Tangent alert. What, go ahead.
Do you think the kid from Iron Man 3 is going to be Tony's, I wouldn't say successor, but
Well, I think in the comics they call him Ironheart. So he actually is a character, but he's he's an iron guy, but he's a little bit different. So, which I kind of like. I like that the Iron Man legacy goes on, but it's not somebody calling themselves Iron Man again. Because, he's the one and only.
Kind of with how every time Robin dies in the DC universe,
there's a new Robin.
There's a new Robin.
Which, the mantle thing is cool. And, obviously they're doing that with Captain America, pretty much.
Well, do you think they're going to call him Captain America? Or is he just...
I don't know.
He's passing down the
But it'll look kind of weird if he's flying around with the shield. I don't know.
I think that'd be pretty badass. It's it's literally saying America. You got a Falcon, and you just going with Captain America's shield.
Well, it would be an eagle if you wanted to really say.
Okay, call him.
Maybe they'll change him to the
Iron Eagle.
Eagle. Well, he's not Iron. He's not Iron.
Vibranium Eagle.
Okay. Now we've gone too far. Are we still recording? Okay, cool. So they see that. So at the end of the Avengers Secret Wars, they create, they pass on the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man and the original Captain, they retire.
Okay.
And so it's similar to the timeline that we've just watched with Endgame.
All right.
Right? But it also includes the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
So from that point forward, we'll be following that other timeline. Which, I mean, it's still the same characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, Falcon will be... Okay, so before we get into, like, all of that, how we feel about this overall, ask me... Okay, so you've heard of the Disney Plus series that they announced, a few series. I don't know how to say that.
Series.
And then other movies, at least, like Spider-Man Far From Home, and the movies that we think are going to happen. So just ask me, like, what questions do you have about any of those movies in relation to this theory and how they'll work with
You
this
think
theory?
Black Widow?
So I think Black Widow, I think it's going to be an origin story.
Well,
so
I know.
It's gonna be...
What do you think? If they do it this way, do you think she's gonna come back at all?
We'll see. For my new timeline theory, she'll still be there. I don't think she's gonna die or retire, unless Scarlett Johansson actually wants to retire. Then maybe they'll have her character retire or still die. It just depends. But I don't know. That just depends. But for her origin, her origin in both timelines would be very similar.
Okay.
Based on my theory. If not at all, completely the same. So her origin would still be very similar for each timeline.
Okay.
So, which means... There's a lot to think about though, right? Is it?
Did you guys see that? I hope you guys saw that. Don't do it again. This is how we lose viewers. With that.
Okay.
Type of attitude.
So, basically, events have happened
Okay.
pretty similar. So, even Iron Man and the first Spider-Man, you could say that those things pretty much happened.
I'm not yawning because I'm bored. I'm yawning because it's 1:30 in the p.m.
Yeah, and you woke up at 12:30.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, very similar. But so you asked me about Black Widow. Do you have any other? Does that kind of answer? Do you have any other?
Yeah, I mean it answers it.
Okay. You gotta ask me about all of them.
Question: this is probably a little bit out of the way. What do you think
You're creating
happened?
A new timeline here now.
Yeah, new part.
Oh, no.
What do you think happened with Gamora?
Oh, that's true.
Because
I didn't see what happened at the end with her.
The last thing that I think we saw her, it was either when she kicked Quill in the balls,
that's
or when because I know she was because I saw it a second time, and she was with all the girls when Captain Marvel. She was, but after that is because
she just disappeared.
But the thing so I don't know what. Gamora did go good. I mean, she was gonna go good anyways.
Yeah.
But she was still kind of in that phase where she was following Thanos.
Yeah.
But then she ultimately killed. No, she didn't kill.
Nebula killed herself.
Yeah, Nebula killed herself. Nebula. But and then Gamora turned quickly. She could have ran away. She could have disappeared. Or after Iron Man did his thing. When he snapped and he killed himself, he could have killed her.
Yeah.
What do you think? I think, and then at the end you see Peter and everybody. They're in their spaceship and they're searching for Gamora. But there's
I think she ran.
You think she ran? Why would she have ran though? Just because
she just doesn't. She's just out of her element. I don't know. She's just completely a foreigner.
That kind of sucks for the alternate dimension of Peter, because he doesn't meet Gamora in that alternate dimension. I just thought
he
about
can't
that.
pursue her endlessly now. Just kidding. Maybe there's.
You know he's gonna have that moment, and it's gonna be Groot. He's gonna put on the
But
headphones.
you know what? He never knew what he never knew. He doesn't know what he's missing.
That's true.
So he'll find something else. Don't worry about Peter.
Some other greenhorn.
Probably a.
Just kidding. That's just a reference from Guardians 1. Just so everybody knows.
An Oscavarian or something.
Is that what she is?
No, that's the one. He tells Drax about, and Drax makes fun of him. He's like, it's the one time, just the one time. But what was that?
What was what?
I don't know. I'm probably going crazy.
Well, this theory that you're going for is pretty.
Is it intense?
It's a lot. It would work.
It could work.
But will they do it is the real question, which I don't know if I'll ever. But I know they're definitely going to reboot Fantastic Four because.
Well, yeah, they got to reboot all of them. And with my theory, they're rebooting.
So they're going to reboot X-Men?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so for the X-Men, let me explain.
So they have to reboot it for this theory to work.
Yeah. So let me explain the X-Men. I mean, obvious. Oh, but also in the Secret Wars, they could. Another dimension that they could use is characters from the Fox's X-Men, and use them in that battle.
I guess.
But what I'm wanting them ultimately to do with my theory basically is my idea, my theory, whatever it is, my craziness, is that it would be the main one that we would follow is a reboot, which makes more sense because the one in Fox, like, they don't know about the Avengers or anything, so it's like.
Do you think when they do reboot it, and we don't know if it will work, but like Hugh Jackman coming in?
See, and that would be cool, at least for the Secret Wars, to have him in there as that Wolverine. Okay. And then, like, the other Wolverine could look like a similar looking actor, and obviously, like, they make him look like Wolverine, so they're going to look very similar.
Okay.
But they're from different dimensions, so they could look a little bit different. But it'd be kind of like a fun thing and a really awesome thing to see Hugh Jackman again, and to see Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans there, and you can see all three of those guys in a movie. Like, this is the way that they could do that. And, like, finally seal that, and then, like, make that happen, and then put that to end, put that kind of, those characters to their, obviously Cap is retiring and Tony retiring type thing. But in this new timeline that I'm thinking, X-Men and Fantastic Four, they're already, like I was trying to say, is like they're already established.
Okay.
When we come in. So we're coming in, and because especially with mutants, mutants have been around since like Apocalypse, beginning of the world. So you would want them to be there. But the team, I don't want to do like the team forms or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the 90s animated X-Men cartoon, like, that's really, like, I mean, I know it's a cartoon, but it's a really good cartoon. Like, and the way they started it is pretty much the team was already established. I mean, they have some big storylines throughout, but the team is kind of already there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. And they'll face, like, Magneto. And after the events of the Secret Wars, it's going to lead up to the X-Men and Fantastic Four, leading up to Onslaught, which I'd kind of told you about a little bit before.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother thing.
That could work.
Could work.
I think that'd be really very cool to see happen. Especially then you have Fantastic Four and the X-Men and the Avengers joining up together.
Yeah.
And I think that will definitely bring in a new crowd.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then another thing with the X-Men.
Another?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Particularly with Wolverine. So I know that in the past, like, a lot of the X-Men movies have been centered about Wolverine, which I would want to kind of go away from that. But having said that, I'm talking about Wolverine right now. But this X-Men movie will kind of have Wolverine play a smaller role,
Okay.
If any at all, at least he might just be till the end.
Or it could
Because
be
the
a
X-Men,
cameo
yeah.
at the end.
Well, so what I'm planning is in the events of this timeline's Infinity War, Wolverine is in there fighting Thanos with everyone else.
Thanos.
Yeah, old Thanos.
What up, Thanos?
Okay. And at one point, Wolverine comes up against him and jumps and stabs him in the arm so that he can't snap because he stabs his wrist, you know? And then he's swiping up and Thanos grabs him and yanks him out, but before he can yank him out, he swipes and hits the Mind Stone, and the Mind Stone breaks loose. And then Wolverine scrambles and grabs it. And at this point in this timeline, they've learned that the stones can destroy themselves. So he's going to grab it and focus and try to get it to destroy itself. Obviously, he'll die in the process. But, you know, he doesn't care. He just wants, you know, to stop Thanos. So he does that, and he grabs it, and it's like nearly destroying him. And then Cap, you know, he's like, we don't trade lives type thing. And he sees him. As soon as he gets over there, he knocks the stone out of Wolverine's hand. And Wolverine just passes out unconscious. He's in a coma. And then he's in a coma for the rest of the movie. And then I'm thinking he would be in a coma for the entire X-Men movie until the end. And then, and so this is, and so that's the events of the other timeline's Infinity War, which we'll kind of show with flashbacks maybe a little bit, but we won't actually see a whole movie of it because we've seen
the whole movie.
We've seen an Infinity War. Obviously, it's a different version, but it wouldn't be different enough to justify a whole other Thanos type thing. Maybe it would. I don't know. Probably not. But this is just kind of explaining what happens in their Infinity War. Do you follow me?
It's hard to.
It's hard to comprehend.
It's really like it's a very out there theory.
I know, but I gotta keep going. I gotta get it all.
You gotta keep going.
I gotta get it all out. Okay,
oh my
just hang in there.
gosh!
Just hang in there. Okay, just take a drink. Take a drink. Okay, so Wolverine. Okay, so in the comics, there's this story of like the House of M. I think I'm not sure exactly what happens, but after the events of House of M, he wakes up and he remembers everything. Like all of his memories are restored. So I'm changing that in this, but kind of adopting the same idea. Because he knocks the Mind Stone out and it's the Mind Stone that he grabs. He's going to be knocked into a coma, and then there's going to be that Infinity War. There's the X-Men movie. At the end of the X-Men movie, he wakes up out of his coma and he remembers everything from his life. And then with that, I would do a Disney Plus series called Wolverine Origins and Endings, and it would be Wolverine remembered everything that happened, and he's going around tracking down everyone that's betrayed him. And it shows flashbacks of everything that's happened to his past.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
That's out there. It's definitely out there.
You'd watch it.
I would watch it, yeah.
It'd be cool.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, I've already got like a trailer idea for that.
It seems like you thought about everything.
Yeah, I can't stop. We have time? We have time. Come on, I gotta get it all out.
You haven't gotten it all out for the past.
We gotta keep going.
20 minutes.
Keep going. Keep going. Okay.
Okay,
So, just hang in there. Come on. It's Professor X. Okay, we can do this.
There's only one Professor X.
That's me. That's me.
No.
There's multiple. I just told you about alternate realities. Come on, think about it.
Charles. So this is what becomes of us?
Good call. Wolverine's got his own Disney Plus series. Takes place after the X-Men movie. He wakes up because he was in a coma from the events of Infinity War. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Fantastic Four. Let's talk about Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four and a half. That's my title.
Why do you keep saying Fantastic Four and a half?
Because it is largely about Franklin Richards, who is the son of Reed and Sue. I forget their names.
Sue Storm, Reed Richards.
Yeah, well, they're married, so.
So Sue Richards?
So.
Oh, well,
hyphen. I don't know what.
She can still say.
Yeah, I know.
Susan Storm.
Whatever. Okay, so I just wanted to.
Chris Evans gonna be playing Johnny Storm. Just watch
No.
it.
No, but that would be cool if they brought his version in for the Secret Wars, just for fun.
No.
Anyways, so I'm thinking for Human Torch, they would cast someone that's like around my age, that's like blonde, and that's like in pretty good shape.
Who lives in
Like somebody
Utah?
somebody probably that's from Utah that like really likes superheroes. He's in pretty good shape, blonde hair, about my age.
He's making really crackpot theories about Marvel movies.
Yeah, something like that seems like they'd be good.
It doesn't seem like you think they're like very much crackpot theories.
Well, yeah, maybe. Okay.
Kevin, listen up. This guy's been trying to get this out for.
Oh, you're talking about me? Oh, I guess I could do it if I'm not busy. So, back to my crackpot theories.
So you agree with the
Only super nerds are going to watch this, because I'm geeking out right now. So, Fantastic Four and a half, because of Franklin Richards, their son. It's a cute little name, because it's half, because he's a little kid. So it's going to be centered around family. Kind of like superhero family.
Kind of like a fantastic, or not fantastic, Fast and Furious type vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Vin Diesel's going to be in it.
A lot of it's, and I'm thinking like it's kind of mainly, obviously we want to get a lot of character development for all of them, but maybe a little more mainly centered around Human Torch and his relationship with his nephew and how he wants to be a better person as he sees his nephew grow up. And so he's been kind of going through the changes, like thinking, oh man, I need to do better to show a better example, and I need to look out for him. And they find out that how potentially powerful he is. So he's like, we need to address this. So what they'll do is they'll bring in Xavier from the X-Men to help. Yeah, exactly. To help Franklin control his powers. So that's kind of the big X-Men Fantastic Four thing. And so probably have a couple characters like Xavier and Beast or something in Fantastic Four just for a small part, just to address that kind of thing. And that's kind of a sub-story that's leading up to the eventual Onslaught story. Which the Onslaught story, as I told you, is kind of exhausting to... we'll talk about that in the future. But for now, we're just going up, at least... will lead up to this Secret Wars. Okay? So we've talked about kind of what happened. With this alternate timeline, going to the Secret Wars. Right? Okay, so Spider-Man Far From Home. Ask me how that works into it. Ask me.
Hey Jake.
Yeah?
How's that work into it?
Oh, good thing you asked, Cody, I'll tell you. So Spider-Man Far From Home. Well, we've all been wondering.
Are you going to tell me?
I don't know if I can get it out. So, we've all been wondering, hey, well, those of us who are thinking about it too much, 5 years later, why is Peter Parker going back to school?
I think
It wasn't 5 years for him.
it was like,
You have something
it was
to
probably like instant.
Disprove my theory here?
Disprove what?
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I just think that, well, we all see at the end, Peter Parker sees his like best friend, and he sees MJ. Oh, obviously there's MJ, and basically...
Okay, but it's been 5 years. How is he back in school? His graduating class is done. They're gone. They're out of there. Yeah, for him it hasn't been 5 years. But for whoever survived, it has.
Can you let me finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think maybe his... It's weird to think, so maybe... So we see the Flash, the bully that Peter Parker has to deal with.
Flash is in DC.
Yeah. But Flash, we see his best friend, we see MJ.
Yep.
That's all like we really see from the original
So
Spider-Man.
conveniently
Do you think
they survive?
No, I think conveniently they disappear.
Oh yeah.
And then they might have like when
Alright, well now we've been held back. I mean, they could do that, I guess. They could be like, okay, well, I guess we all got to go to this new graduating class. This new, They could do that. But my theory fixes it better. Okay?
You have another one?
No, this all connects my original theory.
Oh, so that's just
Because
the one.
this alternate timeline that includes the X-Men and the Fantastic Four,
Okay.
like I told you, what happened in the Infinity War? They stopped Thanos before he even snapped. So in this one, in this universe,
Nothing happened.
yeah. So obviously they've already made Spider-Man Far From Home. So it'd be super insane if my theory was correct, which I don't think it will be. But it could work where in Spider-Man Far From Home, they are going to have it be in this alternate dimension. It could be in this alternate dimension. And Spider-Man, they beat Thanos and Spider-Man just went back to school. And now this is what happened. After they defeat Thanos, he just goes back to school, nobody disappeared, everything's fine. Could it work? It could work.
It's very out there.
But it could work.
But
it could work. Okay, and then...
Is it out there? Like,
How far?
I think Kevin's
How
going to go
far?
like this. See, Jake? See this?
Kevin?
This is your theory? This is what we're going to do. We're going to put it right here. Going to keep it right here. Put a little
Put
pin.
a pin in it?
Put
Oh,
a pin.
gosh. Okay. So, but look at this. Hear this. Spider-Man Far From Home, at the end, Spider-Man ends up in an alternate dimension.
Bum, bum, bum.
Spider-Man Far From Home. Oh, but seriously, this is going to connect because then that leads up to the events of the Secret Wars. Spider-Man Far From Home, he's going to end up in another dimension. Just you watch. So, all right, yeah, it's going to get crazy.
We're not
So,
even done.
Loki, in that other timeline,
Okay.
because the original timeline that we watched, he's dead. The other timeline, he took the Space Stone. While hanging around with the Space Stone, he learns a thing or two, and he learns how to cross dimensions. So he's going to come in contact with the Beyonder as well. He may have like a part of hosting these games with the Beyonder, maybe a secret agenda, and he's just pretending to be a part of it with the Beyonder, something along those lines. Obviously, he's also got his Disney Plus series, which we can assume is him escaping with the Space Stone. And, like Screen Rant said that too, so. Screen Rant's that YouTube.
I know what Screen Rant
You
is.
know what it is. You know what it good. Okay, now we got more. Wake up. All my theory. Okay. What else?
What else is in this theory? Give me like a list of and how much we have to go through.
That might be it, actually.
You're already done with your theory?
Oh, it wasn't enough?
Yeah, it just kept going on and on. I wasn't sure when it was going to end.
Let's see, what other movies are there?
I don't think so. The only thing that I know is that they're going to be releasing television series. But I don't think they're going to do anything with... They're not going to do any other movies except for Spider-Man, Guardians, and Black Widow so far. Doctor Strange as well.
And so what I think also is with the Guardians, they could wrap up the original one, like he was saying. And then even those Guardians could come in contact with the alternate version of themselves in that movie for maybe even a little bit. But I think that is all of my theory that I have so far. If you have any questions, if you guys have any questions about how each thing works into it, let me know. But what do you think about all of that?
That theory is is out there.
But I was just trying to figure
It's
out.
good. Is it good? Yes. Could it work? Yes. Is it out there? Most definitely.
I was trying to figure out how to incorporate the X-Men Fantastic Four. And I think it worked.
If that's what you think, then I can't stop you.
So that's what
Even if I think
that's
it
what's
doesn't
got to
work.
happen. Do I think that's what's going to happen?
No.
Highly unlikely, but I do think it's likely that something's going to go on with the alternate dimensions.
Well, yeah. I think
And
so.
I think that would be a good way I mean, I think I'm repeating myself, but I think that would be the best way that I can think of to incorporate the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and we can, give that final goodbye to the original, timeline that we watched, and watch this new one that are still the same, but a little bit different, because it's still gonna get to the point where, and I think it's the perfect way to do it, because they're gonna come in the Secret Wars. They're gonna come in contact with that original universe, and that that's gonna cause this new Captain America to pass down the mantle, to retire, the new Tony to retire, and it's just gonna be a good way to wrap that up and then continue forward, including the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
I have a shot. I'm taking it.
Any last thoughts, curse words, anything about my theory?
Well, it's good. It's a good theory. Will it happen? That is really up to Kevin.
Kevin, it's in your hands.
But it's really good. It could work. There's still like a lot of things that they'll have to think about and they'll have to do themselves. But yeah, it could work.
Yeah, I mean, and if this is your plan, just give me a call. I'll take down the video. Just hire me as one of your writers. Just... What?
Kevin, don't.
Wow, thought we were friends.
Oh, you were there?
I was gonna hire you as my assistant.
Kevin, just hire me.
Wow. You don't have any crazy theories. Yet.
I have one crazy theory. Listen to this. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
I'm Jake.
And I'm Cody.
And this is...
Tasteless Directors.
I'm doing the Spider-Man.
And I'm doing Iron Man.
Oh, that's even better. I wanna... That's a good call.
Let's never do that again. Please...
I'm keeping that in there.
If you like the video, please drop a like. And if you want to subscribe, please subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click the little bell that shows you notifications of when we post our videos.
Leave a comment, ask a question.
Please give us feedback.
We want to hear
Please.
it. If you hate us, let us know. Please don't be too harsh.
Please don't be too harsh on Jake. I know his theory is just
a little
out there.
wacky. Yeah.
But yeah. Alright.
Thanks for watching.
I love you 3000.
Oh. This guy's... Oh, man.